Hello everyone, I am Jack and I'm back. And once again, another reverse engineering screw up. So if you remember, I looked at this close. I thought I saw teeth marks in the rust there. And I guess I must have been imagining it, or this thing's been apart and together several times by different people. Maybe somebody in the past assembled it wrong and it rusted while it was in travel. Regardless, it looks like I have to take that stupid rail off, and that thing, if you remember me telling you, is unbelievably difficult to get the holes back in, the bolts back in. One of the things I'm wondering is, can I enlarge in the holes? I don't see any reason why I can't. That would make all the difference in the world, but also would mean that I could accidentally have the rail sag, let's say sag in the middle or be too high or whatever, and that would cause backlash here. So maybe I don't want to do that. I don't know. But like I said, putting this in, those bolts in, was a pain. Neither here nor there, but it causes a couple of issues. I could just use it this way, except for the fact that that gear won't go in there because this bearing is in the way. So I would have to take out that bearing, slide this in. It could be done. The other issue is the motor mount. This motor's not light. It doesn't mount if I put it where, see, first off, there's not a lot of adjustment there, and it, I don't even know if that'll work. No, it might not even fit. But my plan was, all right, fine, I'll just put it together and I'll put this up here, and I will simply use spacers to make up for that little step. But if that gear won't go on, then that's pointless. So not sure what I'm going to do. I may just mount it and not put the gear on it, since I'm missing a gear anyway. So that would make the back one the one that I do first. I just want to get this thing to move X, Y, and Z now that I have it assembled. So I may do that, because that one, remember, the gear teeth on the rail are pointing downwards, and that would allow me to go ahead and do that. So that may be what I end up doing. Also, I got the wrong freaking hardware for bolting this up. I had notes and I misread my notes. It'll work, but it's a 1032. I never use anything that small, but I could get it all bolted up with 1032 and then replace it with 1/4-20. So I guess my next step is going to be to go over to that side, put the gear on, now that I've got the information off the gear. If you watch my other video, this says it's a Martin S2032 14 1/2. Don't know what all that means. I'll do a Google search and see if any of that makes sense and figure out where to get it source wise. I did notice there's only one flat on the shaft, and there's two potential set screws. Would have been nice if they would have done both set screws, but they didn't. I'll just use the one, because if I try to use the two, anybody that's used these before knows that it'll mar up the surface, and then it could make it hard to get the gear on and off if I ever had to do that in the future. All right, the other thing is I did manage to move the mill out. I think enough to go back, well, to work, to be able to fit the other motor back there, but there's obviously no room to work. There's less than a foot there, and I'm just not that thin. But I'll see what I can do. Like I said, I may decide to go ahead and do that back side, get it all done, and then worry about this front side later. All right, that's all I got. Like, subscribe, hit the alert, hit the thanks if you want to donate, and where's them Epstein files? If you don't like what I'm doing, you don't know Jack. Bye.